Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a Sober Boys podcast episode. So we're going to be talking about addiction at a young age. You know, whether it's you're watching someone do drugs, or whether somebody was pregnant with you while doing drugs, or you just being curious and you're doing drugs. So my thing is, I've seen a lot of people young that will start off doing drugs, and eventually,
Yeah,
even in adulthood, they're doing drugs.
yeah,
And it's so weird because I think you're like a product of your environment. Like where we grew up, it's like you have a 90% chance on being an addict,
that's probably about right.
because there's nothing to
Or maybe
do where we
more.
grow up. Where we were living, there's nothing really to do.
Yes, there is. You can just break the law and not do drugs.
Just break the law. Break the law, but not drug wise. But
Yeah,
it seems like, well, because we growing up, my mom said like there wasn't really a huge drug problem at that time, but then she
yeah.
was telling me
Does,
about
does she know that for sure, or is that what she thinks?
that's just what she thinks. But she said she used to go through the hood before it was the hood and throw newspapers on people's doors and stuff. And she said there used to be like two malls and four movie theaters. I don't know where the other
Okay.
three movie theaters were.
I know the one. It was near where Sam's Club is now.
Yeah, Terrytown Mall.
And there was an outside theater. I know. That's all. That's near Skyview. I don't know how long ago that was. It's since I've been born. It's been closed. That's all I know.
Yeah, and then the Hurricane Floyd came in '98 and just destroyed everything.
99.
'99, destroyed everything. So
Yeah.
it just it sucks now because you look at the city and it's just ran down, and like anytime a business tries to come into town, somebody has a shooting in a parking lot or in the building or even next door. Like that paintball place opened up before it was paintball right over there by Family Dollar on 301. They closed up because somebody got shot in the Family Dollar parking lot. I'm like,
Well,
well, damn.
where at?
Over there by the adult shop on 301, the
Oh,
Family Dollar right there.
oh, it closed down. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it closed down because somebody got shot at the Family Dollar.
Oh,
So it's like we can't even have a business. But if we do get businesses, it's fucking stupid ass gas stations. How many gas stations we need? And then they close down the Sheets in Bivenu.
yeah. There's already enough sheets anyway, but I still don't know why it's not closed down.
You know why, or you don't know?
I don't know.
They said there'd been a lot of drug dealings, robins, and stuff like that over there.
Oh yeah, sheets and drug dealing do go hand in hand. At least the one I've been to, at least Nashville or Rocky Mount, whatever Nashville.
The only Sheets I go to when I'm in town is the one over by your grandparents' house, or I go to the one in Nashville right by Zaxby's.
Oh yeah, sheets. The police had a roundup at Sheets before, like drug bust roundup.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to sit at the Sheets. You remember all the guys we were going to high school with, all the rednecks? They would like drive their trucks to the back of the Sheets, and then they all sit there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't do it up here.
they don't. A
Uh-uh.
lot of sheets. The other sheets I've been to, North Carolina, a lot of them do that.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, why is nobody up here? Because I've seen some people, but they don't really hang out at this Sheets up where I live, like the 120 minutes from me. I've never really seen anybody, or at the other Sheets near my work. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But the Sheets that's over there by my work, it's not set up like that. There's not many parking spots. There's like the parking spaces, and it makes an L shape, but are all in front of the building. And then you got like four over here. So they set it up so you couldn't really do that.
Yeah.
And one in down the street from me, to 20 minutes away, that one you could do it, but people don't really do it.
Oh.
So, but they were
Oh.
saying a lot of
I,
drugs and stuff are out at the Sheets in Bivenu.
where's the drug area where you live? Like, where's most of the drugs come from?
Do what now?
like in Rocky Mount, like I would say Holly Street, Long Avenue, stuff like that. Where how about where you live?
Oh,
You don't. You probably don't really know.
I don't really know because like everybody out here is so strung out. You can find it on pretty much every street.
It's like that Rocky Mount, but like where the more popular, like where that most.
If we're talking about like my old house, like in my old house, like there was this place called Red Bush. That was really bad. My road was really bad. Beldor at one time, but that's at the old house. That's not here. Here we're out in the middle of nowhere. So I think the little town that my mom works in, that's where probably all the drugs are coming from. They're really bad there. I don't know any of the name of the streets, but they're really
Oh, okay.
bad there. Like people are living in like ran down apartments. They're taking old schoolhouses and turning them into apartments. There was a guy my mom met. His name was David. He used to come up there all the time, and he was living in like this apartment. But when it was boarded up on the front, but then when you would open the door and it'd go up the stairs, and it looked like an apartment that
Okay.
got burned up.
If I'm the police and I see somebody outside in a house that's boarded all up, that looks suspicious to me.
Right? It was an apartment that burned up. But then David went and lived there, and I was like, this dude's an addict. Like he looks like an addict. He is an addict. But then he got ran out of town by a dealer. A dealer, he owed dealer some money and ran him out of town.
I'd rather that happen than me getting killed.
Yep. He's originally from a whole nother state. I don't know exactly what state he's from. He claimed he used to be a Marine, but I don't believe that shit.
Was he the one I saw that time?
With the hat,
I don't remember. I know he stayed in a motel or something.
I'm not sure.
It was like the first time I went to Virginia. You lived
I
at the old place.
I did what?
The first house you lived in Virginia, you went to this guy from a motel.
Oh no, that was Dylan.
Oh, okay.
He did meth once or twice before. Me and him haven't talked, and he ended up getting a girlfriend. But he told me like he's the one that told me about the meth bottle with the black gorilla tape around it. He said if you see a
Mm-hmm.
regular water bottle with gorilla tape around it, don't touch it. It's meth.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably made meth in there or something, or you might can smoke it that way. I don't know.
And he's the one that told me that because I didn't know. He said don't pick it up.
Yeah.
He's
Sometimes I think, say somebody tells you not to do drugs. Oh, I'm gonna try it anyway.
right. Curiosity does kill the cat, or peer pressure can kill the cat.
Yeah.
So it's sad because like I'll see people like when I was driving to the beach, my girlfriend was like in the passenger seat and we saw like houses boarded up, and I don't ever think she's ever seen like really, really ran down areas because this looked like near your granddaddy's shop. So like I'm used to seeing it. They got the fence with the yards, got that run along a fence. They got
Yeah.
the boarded up windows. We're looking at houses that look like Stalin Way.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "Oh my God, people live in these?" You know what she told me?
What?
As we were at Olive Garden and looked at me, and she's like, "Is it always this many black people?"
For real?
I was like, "Babe, like the town she lives in does have black people, but I didn't know that she was like not familiar with that many."
Mm.
I'm like, "Babe, like here, finding a white person is the game to play."
You'll find them. You just got to go like Red Oak area.
Yeah, that is definitely Red Oak area, I think, is where the classier white people are, like Red Oak Plantation or Shepherd's Way, or you know, or even past Griffin's, going towards that way, like a little bit towards what's that W word called? Whitaker's,
Like, sure.
out towards that way. That's where you'll find the white people.
Whitaker?
Whitaker's, yeah,
Not
like
Whitaker.
if you go past Red Oak, like go past Griffin's and you go straight, you can go to like East Castalia Street. But if you keep going straight, it'll take you eventually to Whitaker's.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's where all like the classier white people are, or like where your grandparents live, like in that area.
There's a couple black people out there now, but they're not like, you know,
They're not thugs.
yeah, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're doing stuff and they leave, I don't know. But, you know, you gotta seem like good people. I mean,
Do you think there's like drugs in Castalia really badly?
there's drugs everywhere, put it that way.
Yeah. Except for in my house.
Yeah, they know. I'm just kidding.
That I know of, yeah. Michael slid some heroin under my bed when I wasn't looking. He was like, "Gotta save this for later next time I come up." Nah, he didn't do that. That's a joke.
Yeah, if I'm addicted to I don't think I'm gonna save it.
Mm-mm.
It's like when you do drugs, you go like, oh, I'll buy a brick of heroin. I'll make it last me a little while, like a week. I'll save money because it's cheaper buying it that way. But it don't never work that way. You end up doing it.
Right. The thing with you that me and mom were talking about one time, we were like, she was like, the people that I don't think that are going to do drugs end up doing it, and the people that I thought were going to do it didn't be that way. Like prime example, she thought Hunter was going to be a drug addict, and he was going to
God,
do.
I'm
He
glad
looks
he
like
ain't.
he would. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like mom thought, we all thought Hunter was going to be an addict.
Like I'm not like I did drugs. I did. I mean, I wouldn't pressure somebody into doing it, but Hunter, I could see him trying that.
Yeah, because he tried to pressure me into drinking mudslide at his party. He was drunk, and I had Brandon with me. I said, I got to drive, dude. Plus, I don't drink. He was like, come on, come on, come on. And that's the problem I see with Hunter being an addict because I feel like you said, he'd be like that person, hey, let's do heroin together. Oh, you've never done it? Let me show you, you know? And mom was like, Hunter is the one she thought was going to be an addict. And she's like, Michael was the one that I didn't know. She said, I got him backwards. Michael did heroin and Hunter didn't. Like, Hunter went and got a family, settled down. Michael went and did heroin. She was like, I completely did not see that coming because she
Yeah,
thought you were going to be the clean one. Hunter was going to be the heroin user, not backwards.
but my thing is, my whole family did drugs. I mean, not like my granddaddy, but like my dad and mom did. So,
What's your dad? Your dad did drugs?
well, I won't even lie, but still, it said it can be
He
genetic even that long ago.
he told me he said cocaine, right?
Yeah, but like I was saying, say your parents did they clean they for a long time. Like I was saying, the drugs when them they got cleaned, and now it's different. It's harder to get off.
Yeah, mom said that, you know, it's genetic too. Like especially alcoholism is very genetic. Like that runs through my family. So the fact that I don't like alcohol blows my mind.
No,
No, mom, I don't do alcohol, but I do crack.
yeah,
I don't really, I don't know. It's like people at a young age, they do drugs and it's like, oh, I hate the taste of it or I hate this, but then they continue to do it and it's just like, oh, it's not so bad after all. Like imagine like you taste an alcohol that tastes disgusting, but then you're like, I'm gonna give it a try again. Oh, it still tastes
yeah,
disgusting, but it's a little bit more bearable. And then you get to the point where you're just throwing it back like water. You don't even care anymore.
yeah.
Some things you could do that, and that's what blows my mind is like people could be like, oh, well, I didn't like what this drug did to me, but I'm gonna continue to do it.
Like alcohol, you got to drink like a couple to feel anything. Like heroin, you need if you're not addicted to it, one you're gonna feel it like
Right.
extremely. Like you
And the
might even
effects
you're gonna throw up and everything.
and the effects that you feel on this shit is just wild. And in fact is you can have withdrawals that blows my mind.
You're not gonna have withdrawals from the first day. You might could, but it's usually like 4 days. We gotta do it 4 days straight. I'm not saying that's the same for everybody, but I mean I don't recommend anybody try it.
Right. I don't recommend anybody doing any types of drugs because there's a lot of, like we said in the first episode, there's a lot of ways to become a gateway.
Yeah, like if anybody's got any old heroin out there, I'll give you the address, send it to my house, and I'll get rid of it for you.
Right.
Yeah, not really. Don't do that.
And the thing is, like, fentanyl has gotten so popular. It's almost everything. Oh
It's even
God.
in meth. It's even in meth.
Meth?
Yeah,
Jesus
but that
Christ, meth is already terrible as it is.
that don't make sense to me because fentanyl is a downer, meth's a upper. That's what I don't understand.
So how is that supposed to work? Like, how is that not like stopping that person's heart or anything?
I don't know.
It's weird as hell. I'm gonna grab my phone. Hold on. Yeah, because I was like, how in the fuck is that gonna work? Do you think that it stopped their heart with an upper and a downer combining? Would it level them out, or would it like crash and have like a manic episode or something?
I've always been used to like my mom. She would always date drunks or drug addicts. To be honest,
Shit's crazy. Dad called me 2 minutes ago. I don't know why.
who
Strange.
did?
Jimmy called me like 2 minutes ago. I have no idea why he's calling me. I already ate dinner, so I don't know why he's calling me. And the dishwasher's unloaded, and the goats have been put up, so I don't know why he's calling me home. I don't know. It's crazy how like you can be a good person, clean and stuff, and then drugs can just turn you into a whole different person.
Yeah,
Not
but
everybody's
you
like
don't
that,
like me. I might be a shy person when I'm not on drugs. You give me some drugs, I'll be talking to everybody.
right? That's what I figured out about you. And the way you with alcohol is different than you on heroin, right?
Yeah,
Because when you're on alcohol, you're like, woo, let loose, take off your shirt, drink some, you know, having a good time. You're slurring things. But when you're on heroin, you I talk to you, but then you're like, yeah, but you're comprehending what I'm saying and you're responding to it, but you'll be nodding off in the process. And that's how I knew, like when I didn't know you were on heroin, but back when your grandparents dropped me off at Mikey's house, I was like, yo, Michael isn't really drinking. Like this high that he's getting doesn't seem like he's drunk. So I thought maybe you're just having withdrawals, but then I realized later on when you opened up, you're like, I'm on heroin. And me and Christian sat there in the pool laughing, like, no,
what Christian didn't believe me?
he didn't believe you. He told us in the pool, he was like, nah, he ain't on heroin. And then when we saw you get fucked up, we thought it was funny because it was a different time, different type of you getting fucked up.
Yeah,
That was when the pool was still around before it got demolished into whatever it is now.
yeah. I probably don't remember saying it either. I don't know.
It was just
I don't
fucking
even
wild.
know. I don't even know how my grandparents found out. I don't remember.
Well, sometimes you could tell when you were fucked up, but sometimes you couldn't. Sometimes you were really good at holding it, but then like the video that Christian took of you, that's where it was like you couldn't hold it well. You know, it was like your body wouldn't let you because it was so weird because I would ask you, hey, Michael, do you remember this? And you're like, yeah, I remember having these conversations, but I felt normal. But in reality, you're smacking the shit out of yourself, you're scratching your nose, but you're not seeing that or feeling that. So that's what like threw me off and I was interested. I wasn't like,
Yeah,
you
there's
fucking
no
had
way.
it.
There's no way I could scratch myself that bad sober.
Right. And then when I show you like I like the podcast episodes that I have, like I'll show you and you'll be looking at yourself like, holy shit, I was really fucked up. But when you're in the heat of the moment and you're that high, you don't know. I don't know if you do know if you're high. Do you?
Yeah, I didn't know, but I might not feel like I'm that
Can you feel yourself itching?
Yeah, you do. Like you try not to scratch, but it ain't nobody stopping it.
So
Or pillow,
the day
or
that your
pillow.
dad called you out, right?
Yeah,
On the podcast, he called you out and told you to get off. The reason why he was able to tell is because when you've done it so much, your nose starts to stretch a little bit. Like your nose is normal, but then it goes like it gets wider, and then you start getting red under here.
even if I
So
don't scratch.
even if you don't scratch, I don't know why it does it, but it's not just you. That guy Austin I told you about that was doing heroin too, the one that showed me it, his face would look like that. Like he would look normal when I see him, but then when he was using, it looked like somebody punched him in his nose. And then his eyes would be like this. So that's how people could tell some people are on heroin because their nose gets really red right around like they got sunburn on their nose. And then
Yeah,
their like eyes are like dozing a little bit.
like it'd be a when it'll sunburn your face. I don't know if you get sunburn.
I don't get it. But when you come back up here again or I'll come down, I'll like show you that video and I'll like zoom in and you can see like the effects of your face because that's the only reason people are able to know besides you acting high is just the way it does your nose. Like it's just weird. And I thought it was just you. But then when I saw it on Austin, I was like, okay, Michael and Austin, way two different people. They don't weigh the same. They
Yeah,
don't it's just I don't know if this is just the effects of heroin in general or like the fentanyl or what. But it looked like both of y'all got punched in the nose. But then when I'd see y'all again, when y'all weren't using, your face would go back normal and it wasn't fucking up.
I'm not gonna. One time, I scratched my nose. So when I get home, I'm gonna start putting a band-aid on my nose.
Yeah, put a band-aid across your nose. Like fuck that.
I wonder if he would still scratch.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I wonder if he would still scratch it hard enough for it to go through the band-aid.
I wonder that too. I guess I didn't. What the fuck? Oh, I was like, oh shit. No, that's right. Where the fuck? I guess I never uploaded it. Whoops. The one of you like your dad calling you out. I'll have to show you that one in person. I didn't put that on the podcast. I never uploaded it.
All right.
So yeah, I'll show you it. You'll see the what your face looked like at that time.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess you get a scratch on your nose one time like that. It's one thing, but like every week.
Kind of like my glasses, right? You see how they're sitting on my face? Watch what happens when I take them off.
Yeah.
That's what your face would look like, but it's all the way across and it'd come down here. So it'd start from here to here.
Oh, okay.
And then you would always, you know,
Yeah.
it was like you were understanding what I was saying and you could hear what I was telling you and you were responding. But then you would move around. Like I'll show you those two videos. Like it's nothing to be ashamed of anybody. I don't want anybody to think that I'm shaming Michael or shaming anybody who has done heroin. We're just talking and having a conversation. I'm seeing it from a sober perspective, you know. So next time somebody's high on heroin, I want to pull Michael aside as he's sober from now on and just show him like a tweaking person. Like I don't want him to feel embarrassed and be like, well, Michael, you're an addict. You're doing no. I just want him to see what he doesn't see when he's high.
Yeah, I've seen people like I can tell.
It's bad, ain't it?
Yeah,
Like you
and I
saw that
still wouldn't do it.
video. You saw the video,
And I,
didn't the one that your cousin took of you?
yeah,
That was fucked, wasn't it? Did
yeah,
you even
and
feel
I still.
yourself doing any of that?
I don't think so.
That's what crazy. You're like smacking yourself. You hit yourself with a spoon. You're like, woo, shouting like you're Ric Flair. But it was like, I don't think he knows he's doing this.
and I'll start cussing them, like stuff I won't even say when I'm sober.
Right. You'll cuss too or yell. You'll like yell. Because when you were in the car, right? And I was talking to you, you were like, yeah, yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck, bitch. Ah. It was like you were yelling. And I was like, what is he yelling at? Fuck you, bitch. And like you started yelling at the radio, and I'm like, is he okay? Because when you called me, you're like, oh, I'm back in town. I said, cool. But then you accidentally put me on a three-way with your dad, and you said you're stepping at Gold Rock to get gas, and he told you to hurry on home because he needed you to drop him off so he can get his truck. But then you called me back, and I guess you had the phone on your seat, so you couldn't hear me. So I was like, Michael, 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 Michael. I even yelled it, and you still couldn't hear me. I was like, he doesn't have me on speaker, and he doesn't have me connected to his system. But you were like banging. I could hear you like banging on the steering wheel. I could hear you yell at the radio guy. You'd turn him up and then you'd turn him down. I was like, why is he cussing? I was like, is Michael like holding in a lot of rage that he just doesn't show? It it made me start wondering. I'm like, because I've known you since I was in third grade,
Yeah.
2008 or 2007 actually. 2007 is when we met. I've never seen you upset. I've never seen you mad, like extremely mad. I've never seen you cry. I've never seen you yell at anybody out of like anger. So it was like another side of you that I've never seen before. And I'm like, is Michael just that type of person who hides his emotions, but then when he gets fucked up, all of it comes out?
Oh, yeah, that's one way to do it.
Because like when you were drunk, you would do the total opposite. Yeah, I'm fucked up, huh? I'm fucked up, huh? I fucked all the fucked up, bitch. Like you would have a good time, but then when you got on heroin, and you wouldn't do it when you're around me. Like when you were high, that cussing and yelling and stuff, you didn't do that. You did that when you were on your own though. Like when you were by yourself, that's when you would do it. I that's what I didn't understand. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're yelling like me when I get mad, and I'm like, I'm sitting there listening because I'm trying to understand like what's going on, and then you would shout profanity and keep going. And I'm like you were genuinely like mad. I'm surprised your vocal cords didn't hurt.
Mm.
And then the situation happened.
Only bad
And
thing about that, I hid, when I wrecked the car, I hid the drugs under the seat. I mean, it was total. We wouldn't get the stuff out. I found the drugs and did them.
see, I don't know how I didn't hear the car flip.
Mm.
Did you have a seatbelt on?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because I did not hear the car flip. All I could hear were you like upset sounding. And then a guy asked if you were okay. And I'm like,
Like I ran off the road. If I'd been sober, I probably wouldn't have hit the wheel or something.
great. They just hit me with a 10-minute time or whatever. Yeah, like if you were sober, you wouldn't have never wrecked. But the fact is, like, you were so high and angry, and I could hear you accelerate, and then I hear you slow down. You'd be like, "Fuck you, asshole!"
See, because I physically want addicted. Like I am withdrawals because I won't do one every day. Say if I was a person that was addicted, I mean, I'm still addicted to the drug, but I won't have withdrawals. Like, say you're so addicted, if you get sick, if you don't have it, I probably don't fall asleep like that because it's going to treat you like normal, you know?
Another way, like we were talking earlier about the drive-in movie, I could tell you were fucked up because you were going 30 and a 55. You were driving 30 to 55. When
Uh-uh.
when we were going to Bojangles, you were high as a kite because I was like, Michael, you could speed up. But then when we got to the Bojangles, you ate, you nodded off. I literally went to the bathroom, pissed, came and I sat there at another booth and I watched you. And you didn't even realize I was gone. I
Oh,
sat there, watched you. You're like this. And that's scary because I could have left you there and you probably wouldn't have been known until like a couple minutes later. I don't know why I let you drive. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Maybe I
It
shouldn't
is
be admitting this.
used when I would drive. I wouldn't. I've never fallen asleep, and all of a sudden it starts doing that to me. I didn't know.
Right. And the thing is, like, once I could tell you were starting to get sober. I don't know if it was because the drugs were wearing off, it was because you ate or whatever. But when me and you went to the drive-in, you started driving normal. You were actually driving pretty like fast. You were driving 70. So I was like, Michael's not fucked up anymore. Like I could tell. So it's just weird how that affects your body. Like I've been watching you because you're the only person I've seen that's actually like done heroin, but you do it by yourself though. There's never been a time where you've actually like
They say you shouldn't do it by yourself, but when we go to my grandma, hey grandma, watch me while I do this heroin, make sure I don't die.
if I
Yeah, which
do
one? Okay, just give a couple minutes. Who's
right,
gonna do that? I mean, unless you're hanging out with other drug addicts, and they gonna have your drugs too.
right. And the thing is like the way drugs affect different people, like looking at you, right? You've done it since what, 2016?
Like, talking about heroin or like drugs in general.
Heroin.
Yeah.
Do you think that people that look like skeletons or look like zombies, they've done it longer than that? Or do you think that same amount of time could do that effect to them?
Yeah, I think it just depends how much you do.
Because you don't look like that.
Yeah.
You don't look aged. You don't look fucked up at all. Like you don't look like a zombie. You don't look like you're 80 when you're 28. You know, and the thing is, like, you're very self aware about doing drugs. You're like, yeah, I crave it the most when I have money. And it was like, he's so self aware. And you don't steal from people that I know of. You don't steal. You don't have that urge to like, yo, I got to steal so I can pawn this shit so I can go get more drugs.
I'm just glad I never got that bad. Or,
Thank
I
God
don't
you
know.
did.
I might just come to your damn house, steal some. Nick, I'm coming to your house right now.
He still, he ain't got to worry about repo in my car. He just steals it.
Yeah, it was a pawn shop by the store.
Yeah, I'm going to scrap it for its parts.
Yeah, I get $200 for it.
He's like, that's enough for one day.
Yeah, but like, you call them, have you seen my, I don't know where your car is.
I told you Ford took it.
Who took it?
Ford.
Oh, Ford.
I'd be like, damn.
Hey, Ford, have you seen my car? No, we ain't take it. No, but I take it when you're not there or something. Like nobody's there, so you don't know who got it.
Might be like, hey, I don't know what happened, man. I don't know, dog. You're gonna have to figure something out. I hate to tell you, dog, but I don't know where it's at. I've been in North Carolina this whole time.
I think some people would even pimp out their mom or even kids to get their next fix.
That's when you know you have a huge problem.
Yeah.
When you're banning your kids or you're pimping out your kids or selling your kids. Nah. I'm popping out kids and I'm selling them for drugs.
Yeah.
I don't want the kids back. I want to traffic them forever. Like, damn, that's horrible.
Yeah, I'll sell you my kids for 5, 10, 50 bags of heroin.
I don't even care if it's the cheap shit. Anything just to get a little high. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
And you think that stuff really happens? I don't know about selling them, but pretty much you could say that.
Like, how do you fucking get to that point? Like, damn.
I don't know.
That's like on a whole nother level of fucked up.
That's got to be people using the needle, I'm thinking. Or some people might have like that. But I don't know.
Which nostril have you used the most?
Probably my right.
Do you think it's like corroded or anything inside of your nose?
No.
I always wondered, like, because you've done it so long, do you like rotate?
Yeah, man. But for a while, I did just do the right one.
But then you started rotating so it wouldn't damage. Can you still, like, can you smell properly?
Yeah.
Oh, so it didn't affect your smell or anything.
Um, I
Oh,
know one guy, he said he did cocaine. He started off one side for 20 years. He had had
God,
no surgery.
it's probably corroded.
Yeah, man. He got surgery on it, though.
It's bad. Drugs make you feel good, but it damages you in the long run.
A guy told me a secret about doctors. There's even doctors that snort cocaine for surgery.
Oh God.
Yep.
I don't want that doctor fucking with me.
And he said it's more than half of them, actually. Oh, it was a doctor at work. He's not a doctor. His guy's license took. He was so dope sick. He knew this lady needed more what he told her. He said, "Oh, all you need is some Benadryl. You'll be okay."
Uh, yeah, take some Benadryl. You be all right, sweetheart.
I'm gonna
Damn.
say, where'd you learn from Nash General Hospital?
Yeah, they're such a great hospital.
Anybody hurting out there? Go to Nash General.
Yeah, go to National.
Guaranteed death.
Guaranteed death or an addict.
Yeah.
Fuck National. They got a D ranking a few years ago. Fox News put them on blast for having a D ranking.
Fox News.
Yeah, they put them on blast. It was all over the news. They got a D ranking.
You talking WRL or Fox?
Both. I think it was Fox. It was Fox.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it. It either was WRL or it was Fox, one of the two. I want to
Okay.
say it was probably WRL, but either way, they put them on fucking blast.
Yeah, they should. I'm surprised they're not allowed to be in a hospital.
Right. I'm surprised they're still open. Them and Smithfield are both shady as fuck.
Smithfield?
Yeah, Smithfield fucking sucks too. I went there for my leg and they didn't sew it up. They're like, "Oh, it get infected if we if we sew it up." When I came up to the hospital up here, they're like, "Yeah, that was stupid. They should have sewed it up because it wouldn't have got infected. It got infected because they left the wound open. They're lucky you didn't get gangrene."
Yeah.
So they told me, "Oh, we ain't gonna stitch it because you'll get infected. You just got to make sure to clean it and stuff, and it should be okay." Now I have this big scar on my leg because of them fucking assholes.
Oh, you were so.
Right. We have less than a minute, so I don't know how long we have.
All right.
So I can stop this and we could jump to the other one, or do you want to continue with this one?
Continue with this one.
Jump to the other one?
No, continue with this one.
Yeah, because I'm very passionate about this one. So we're gonna